Good morning. It is Ryan Seacrest, Sissany, and Tanya with you. Such a great ceremonial thing to wake up, have our coffee together. Those of us who are drinking coffee, what you think most of us now are again.
Coffee.
Yes. Have you had yours this morning, Tanya?
I have my mushroom tea this morning.
Yeah, we can tell.
There's a
cannot.
different tempo.
No, you cannot.
Well, we can. Now, here's the thing. Getting up, getting here, having this ceremony is like the way I like to start my day. And that hopefully is contagious to the people who are listening. And then we all go off to work, right? So this, you can't really consider that, even though it is the job, but you can't really consider this work.
We got rid of our coffee maker when we got off coffee, and we haven't found a new one that we like. So I'm still just like going to be doing my mushroom tea.
There's so many great ones.
Do group text me. I've been through a lot of coffee makers.
Yeah, tell me a good one.
Simple drip. And don't go with these like press the button and it grinds your beans overnight on a timer. Simple drip.
Is that what it's called?
I have a Cuisinart Simple Drip coffee machine.
Okay.
It's so good.
But it's not espresso, it's coffee.
No, it's not espresso. When have I said espresso?
Okay.
It's coffee.
Oh my gosh.
And clearly it works.
Testy.
It's called coffee. That's what
Don't
coffee
you want
gets
to feel like that, Tanya?
I emote. Guys, it's emotion. Motion creates emotion. Okay?
I don't know.
Well, you could either emote or not. I'm just saying I like the ceremony of us together every morning.
Maybe you just get the light roast.
Yeah, I like
No.
lattes.
No. Dark and strong.
Well,
You
that's
know
what
how
I'm saying.
many
Maybe
times I
she
order it and it's
doesn't
not strong
need
enough?
dark and strong because then she'll be like this.
This is quite a pleasure, actually.
You're attacking her about the drip.
Yikes.
I am not. She asked for
Sitting
my
here
help
saying
and
I'm a
guidance, and
latte girl.
I'm passionately pitching you my Cuisinart drip machine. I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a photo.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the trending report.
Okay, so Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union, they made the decision to contribute equally to their household after Dwyane, he said something during an argument. And I want to tell you because I would have the same reaction as Gabrielle Union. So he was working in Florida and he made a comment that they were in my house that I paid for. Dwyane said, "My wife looked at me and said, 'You will never say that to me again when it's something that we share.' So when we moved to LA, my wife said, 'I got half on it and you will never say my house again.'"
So they bought a new house and split it?
Yes, correct. And the two of them, they both signed prenups when they got married. But it got me thinking just about that dynamic because I know everybody does it differently. And I think it to each their own. But I think because the way that I was raised, my mom was very adamant about being independent, making my own money and not ever fully relying on a man. And so as I get, more serious in my relationship, we're having those conversations of like, what does that look like? Because he likes to be the provider. He wants to be the provider. And I like that about him, but I also want to provide and contribute. And it's interesting. So I read stories like this and I'm like, what is the best way to do it? Do you just throw all your money in a pot and then that's where you do it from?
Sissany, for you and Michael, how did you address this? Because I know he's very savvy in the economic finance world.
Yeah. And when we first met, I was very much independent and on my own. I had my own condo at 24. And so that was like a huge contribution.
You had a condominium at 24 years old?
I purchased my own property at 24. Yes, I did.
That. Mm-hmm. How fun was it to own a condominium at 24? And
very
call it a
fun. A condominium.
Not an apartment. What's the difference in a condo and an apartment?
It's just a shorter way of saying condominium.
No, apartment you rent and a condo you own.
You can't buy an apartment?
Yeah, in other
buy an apartment.
cities you can.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and probably even LA.
But I love the way we say we know for sure. Nope, it's because you can't buy an apartment.
But you can't rent. Well, I guess you could rent a condo if you're like leasing it from somebody.
Yeah, I mean, Sissany could have rented out her condo at 25.
True.
And actually, funny you say that, I did. So we lived in it for a while, and then we wanted more space, but we weren't ready to sell at the time. So we rented it out for a little bit, and then we eventually were able to sell that condo, use that money to buy our home in Studio City. So it was all, as soon as we were married, all of our money went together. It didn't matter.
So now it's all merged.
It's all merged. I still have my own account that I had from when I was 17 years old. that, you know, I created with my dad that he actually still has access to. Like, from
Right.
when
No,
I
but
was
like
a
I
I'm
kid.
gonna
find
drop
that
some
I find
dough
that
in there.
I do sometimes. I was like, you can just transfer some money there if you want.
I
No.
find it so interesting. So like, when you get like your paycheck from work, it goes into your joint account. Like
Yeah.
both of you.
So when I get my paycheck from work, I do the majority percentage. Let's say I do like 80% of the paycheck into our joint. I do 10% into my personal and then 10% into savings or something
got
like
it,
that. Or
got
like
it.
whatever, you know, like it's divided in.
See, the thing that struck me about that story that you mentioned was that Tanya, that they're married, they have kids, right?
Mhm.
So
yeah, and he has a couple. Like it's kind of a little bit confusing because they have kids of their own, and then he has some kids before he married her.
but when you say you're a family, you're married, and you're raising kids, and you say something on my turf, the house I bought, that is not ever the way that it's going to go.
I know.
down.
That's why I was like,
It's
I
gonna
would have
get
the same
better.
reaction,
That
Gabrielle.
would.
I'd
I
be
would.
like,
That
no,
would.
I'm going splits with
hello,
you.
We're in a family. We're married. We're raising kids together. What?
That
are you
will
talking
ruffle
about?
some feathers.
Yeah.